Distinguished Chair, Secretary General of the WMO, Professor Celeste Saulo, Your Excellency President Daniel Chapo of Mozambique, Honorable Ministers, Heads of Governments, Permanent Representatives of NMHSs, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you warm greetings from the government and the people of Ghana and from His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. It is with deep humility and a profound sense of duty that I stand before you today, making my inaugural appearance at this esteemed Congress as Ghana's Minister for Communication, Digital Technology, and Innovations. I'm honored to oversee the Ghana Meteorological Agency, a responsibility I embrace with great commitment and optimism. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to the Secretary General, Professor Celeste Saulo, and her team for the warm hospitality extended to my delegation during our visit to the WMO headquarters here in Geneva in July this year. It was an excellent engagement that reinforced Ghana's commitment to international cooperation and WMO's global mission of empowering national meteorological and hydrological services, and we are eager to build on this momentum. Just so that I remind you again, during our discussions, I placed before you, Madam Secretary General, two key requests for the WMO's consideration. One, establishing Ghana as a regional hub for science and training through the creation of a regional specialized meteorological center focusing on modeling and marine forecasting. And secondly, the accreditation of my alma mater and the alma mater of your deputy, Mr. Thomas Asari, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, as a WMO regional training institution to nurture the next generation of meteorologists and climate scientists in West Africa. Let me acknowledge the efforts of my predecessor, whose work helped advance our shared goals. Building on this foundation, I continue to serve as the second vice chair of the Africa Ministerial Conference on Meteorology, ANCOMET, a platform that brings together African ministers to strengthen meteorological policy and support socioeconomic development. The AMCOMET Bureau met on the 24th of June 2025 in Windhoek, Namibia, during the Intra-ACP Climate Services and Related Applications and Space for Early Warning in Africa Forum. Key outcomes from that included enhancing member states' engagement and visibility, increasing financial resources for NMHSs, promoting legislation to make NMHSs semi-autonomous or autonomous, and integrating climate services into national policies, strengthening cooperation and regional alignment, and enhancing monitoring and evaluation of member states' progress. Before I address Ghana's national progress, allow me to briefly reflect on the broader African context. Our continent remains amongst the most vulnerable to climate change impacts, despite contributing the least to global emissions. From prolonged droughts in the Sahel to devastating floods in East and West Africa, extreme weather continues to threaten lives, disrupt economies, and reverse hard-won development goals. Ghana, like many of our sister nations, is not exempt. African countries account for 35% of global weather, climate, and water-related fatalities, yet only 40% of its population has access to early warning systems, the lowest coverage in the world. The impacts of climate change are no longer distant threats. In my beloved Ghana, the Akosombo Dam floods in the south and prolonged dry spells in the north have disrupted livelihoods, threatening food security, water resources, and infrastructure. In the 2025 State of the Nation's address to the Parliament of Ghana, His Excellency, the President of Ghana, acknowledged the key challenges facing Ghana's weather and climate services, including limited infrastructure, fragmented data systems, outdated policies, and legislative gaps. In response, the government of Ghana is taking concrete steps to strengthen both the Ghana Meteorological Agency and the Ghana Hydrological Authority, reflecting a firm commitment to modernization and resilience building. To further enhance Ghana Meteorological Agency's capacity and sustainability, my ministry, taking a cue from His Excellency, the President's directive, has initiated several actions, including a proposal to amend the GMET Act to transition the agency into an authority in Ghana, providing greater autonomy and financial flexibility, a retooling project aimed at upgrading logistics, infrastructure, and technology to support modernized operations, and plans to gradually make the GMET self-sufficient and improve staff working conditions. Further demonstrating this commitment, the President has established the Office of the Minister of State for Climate Change and Sustainability and introduced a green transition portfolio under the Ministry of Energy to promote coordinated action towards a sustainable and climate-resilient future. With agriculture as the backbone of Ghana's economy and coastal cities like Accra, our capital, increasingly vulnerable to sea level rise and flooding, the stakes are high for us. For our farmers, fisher folk, urban dwellers, and children, climate change is a daily reality. And Ghana is therefore strengthening weather and climate services to ensure that science and technology drive resilience, safeguard communities, and promote sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, allow me to share some of Ghana's success story over the past year as being a story of collaboration, innovation, and commitments to closing the early warning gaps. For the past 3 years, the GMET, our meteorological agency, has transformed the World Meteorological Day, celebrated on 23rd of March, into a month-long celebration, dubbed the Meteorological Awareness Month, aimed at enhancing visibility and stakeholder engagements. In 2023, GMET reported the registration of 23 automatic weather stations on the OSCAR platform. Today, I'm pleased to announce that GMET is leveraging the WMO's information system, WIS 2.0, to enhance data sharing and support both the Regional Basic Operation Network and the Global Basic Observing Network in line with the WMO's Unified Data Policy. GMET is also leveraging the WMO's content management system to improve digital climate service delivery, fully integrating the Common Alerting Protocol for faster dissemination of warnings. Through CAP, GMET issues weather warnings accessible via its website, via windy.com, FASTA, and WMO severe weather portals. Ghana is also working with the Google Public Alerts to integrate CAP warnings into Google Search and Maps, a major step towards providing real-time and easily accessible early warnings for all. To strengthen national coordination, I have directed that GMET warnings be integrated into all of our national communications platforms, with the National Communications Authority, another agency under the ministry, tasked to lead this process under the Early Warning for All initiative. I'm grateful to the WMO and its partners for the Volta Flood and Drought Project, which has strengthened cross-border collaboration amongst countries in the Volta Basin. In keeping with the theme of this Congress, Progress for the Early Warning for All initiative, I'm pleased to highlight Ghana's achievement. After discussions held during COP28 in Dubai, Ghana sought the support of the WMO to launch the EW for All, Early Warning for All initiative. With the collaboration of the WMO and the United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction, the initiative was officially launched in Accra in October 2024. A national roadmap was subsequently developed and validated at a stakeholder workshop in February this year. I'm pleased to share that GMET has achieved ISO 9001:2015 Quality Management System certification for all of its weather and climate services. In collaboration with the University of Leeds, GMET is piloting the Forecasting Africa Storms application, a nowcasting tool that enhances real-time storm prediction for sectors such as agriculture, energy, and disaster management. As this Congress reflects on its key themes, I wish to highlight the transformative potential of artificial intelligence and machine learning in advancing weather and climate services. My ministry firmly believes that embracing digital technology and innovation is essential for the future. In this regard, Ghana aligns with the AI for Weather Forecasting initiative under the WMO's Integrated Processing and Prediction Systems, recognizing its potential to enhance forecasting accuracy and lead to faster, more reliable early warnings that saves life and protects property. As we convene here in Geneva, I respectfully urge WMO and member states to intensify supports for initiatives that bridge the early warning gap. This can be achieved through greater technology transfer, improved and inclusive communication infrastructure, and stronger efforts to build resilience, particularly among the most vulnerable communities. Let us envision a future where every person, regardless of geography or circumstance, can access and act upon life-saving meteorological information, where early warnings truly lead to early actions. In closing, on behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the people of Ghana, and myself, I wish to congratulate Professor Celeste Saulo on her election as the first female Secretary General of the WMO. Ghana proudly shares in this milestone as our nation also celebrates our first female Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, who continues to inspire women's leadership across Africa. I also extend congratulations to our compatriot, Mr. Thomas Asare, a proud Ghanaian, on his appointment as Assistant Secretary General of the WMO. Ghana is deeply honored and proud of this achievement, and we wish both of you success in advancing global weather, climate, and water resilience. Finally, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to WMO, our international partners, and the dedicated team at the Ghana Meteorological Agency. May our shared efforts continue to safeguard communities and strengthen climate resilience. I thank you and wish you all a successful deliberations.